What the fuck happened, Ironsight? It's crazy that I really gotta make this video because in the beginning I really was enjoying this update. Many of the new changes that they added onto the game, even with the weapon balances, I really supported. And it's even more insane because I was really skeptical about this update in the beginning because all they were essentially doing was just releasing some notes, like some patch fixes, which was really well needed, and just porting over a map that was already completed. I wasn't even looking forward to the cruise map. I gave two shits less about that map. So for this update to release and me actually enjoying everything about the update, it really caught me off guard and I was happy to be wrong. Now first, I do want to apologize for this video actually coming out. I'm really happy that it actually took me this long to release it because the allergies recently started coming in because the seasons are changing. I think it's fall right now, but I believe in like other countries you guys call it autumn, like a bunch of weirdos. But downloading the new update and actually experiencing everything from like the ground up, I was really enjoying all the things that they ended up adding with it. Everything from the new main menu to the new sound effects in the main menu, the weapon balances, and I can actually say that cruise map was actually the best thing in this entire update, even better than the netcode patches. And again, I'm really happy that I'm creating this video a few days after the update's been live, because it's like after day one, it's just things started going downhill from there. My first experience with the update, I actually managed to get on the cruise map at the very first moment and experience it. And I guess this will be the beginning of what I'm going to call the good in this update. So let me start off with things that are actually good about this update, which I'm pretty sure everyone already knows about. The cruise map basically makes this entire update. This is basically what Ironwork and Frontline should have been. Just an amazing looking and well designed map overall. Very close spaces and very open spaces, but also at the same time it gives you some time to take a break between the actions so you can actually recover, reload, regenerate your health. It won't always be just close quarters fast action with no time to take a break. Now the next thing I would say is the hit detection. Now when I say this, I mean only the things that I've enjoyed with it day one when I first downloaded the update, when I first experienced it, and when everything was new. But day one when I first experienced this, I'd say the hit detection was absolutely flawless. I was loving the fact that the time to kill was much faster. I was loving that there was no more trade kills, and I just really felt like the game was finally on its way in the right direction. Until day two. The next thing I would actually say is the weapon balances. Now people were kind of afraid that the MG3, or Hitler's Buzzsaw, if people know the historical name of that weapon, that was going to be the new king and that was going to like dethrone the AR-57. I think this was completely over exaggerated. The MG3 is completely balanced in my opinion. And a lot of people don't know this secret, so I'm going to share with all of you. At last, the secret to defeating the AR-57 and the MG3 at the exact same time. Get away from them. Now for people who don't really understand what I mean by this, I'll explain it in much more detail. Now both of these weapons are unique in their own little way, but they have one thing in common. They're extremely good at close quarters. So an easy solution to defeating this weapon is just get out of their specialized range. In other words, back up. Now of course this can be a problem when it comes to other maps because majority of the time it is close quarters, but there's definitely a lot more maps that you really can't take full advantage of this. Now granted, the AR-57, unlike the MG3, can even still hit you from medium range too, but of course it can't kill you faster if you're actually landing accurate shots from a distance. For example, there are many times where I've been able to defeat the AR-57 with my M4 ACC. And if you've seen this video here that I'm going to link, you also remember one of the tips that I gave you guys is to back up while you're aiming down the sight. A lot of players that I've always noticed, and I've never seen a single player change this pattern, when they shoot at you, they always move forward. They never back up. And that's what you need to do sometimes. Just back up and stay in the range that you specialize in. The M4 ACC specializes in mid to long range because of its low recoil. So I don't know why majority of the players that I've always bumped into always try to rush an AR-57 and an MG3 and then surprised when they get outgunned. But I'm getting off topic and I really don't want to do that because I have something really angry that I want to talk about. Now Whipple, area, I don't know who I want to direct this to, but I'm just dumbfounded in you guys. Do you know what a 50 BMG is? Do you know what a 50 cal is? Do you know what would happen to a human being if he gets hit with a 50 BMG, even on his toe? Now, what do I mean by this? Because I keep on saying all of this. And the reason why I'm getting so frustrated and the reason why I'm so dumbfounded about this, because if you read the description for the CFX50, it says it fires a 12.7 millimeter round. Do you know how big that round is? That is a caliber that is used in the exact same roles as a 50 BMG, an anti-material round. That round is made to be shot at armored vehicles and tanks. But you mean to tell me that I cannot one-shot a player in the chest because you guys didn't want the gun to be a semi-automatic one-shot, yet give the gun the exact same damage numbers as the Blazer that does one-shots? But you want to know what? I'm going to tell you guys something that for some odd reason is taking you guys so long to realize. If you want to balance out the CFX50, just make the gun incredibly sluggish. Decrease the mobility, decrease the weapon time, increase the sway for it, and then make it a one-shot. Problem is solved. I don't know what's taking you guys to realize any of this and what's taking so long for these weapon balances to even come out. We shouldn't have to wait for a huge update just to release, just for you guys to pump out a weapon balance. Just release the weapon balances. Why are you guys trying to bottle all of this up in a single update? So what, you can pour it over a whole nother map that you have buried in your files? Holy crap, I'm really opening up on this one. Now the next thing I want to congratulate you guys on is actually decreasing the headshot multiplier and the chest multiplier on the Blazer and the DSR. Congratulations, you guys really solved the problem on that one. You know what I realized about this whole thing? I'm still supposed to be in the good category and I'm just crapping on the game already. But you want to know what? Let me actually finish what's good about the whole thing, because there's two more things I really want to talk about that I did like about the update. Again, day one. The next thing, and I did kind of mention this, was that there was no trade kills. And even though that is something small, it really made a very huge difference, that the fact that I wasn't getting BS out of my kills. I really felt like I deserved that whole win, and I really did like it. And I felt like it was fair when I also lost the gunfight. I really did enjoy that. Now the last thing that I really did enjoy about the update day one was that the developers finally fixed the Pegasus boots. Now if you guys didn't know about the Pegasus boots, when the Secret Founders pack was released, they originally included these things called Pegasus boots, and this gave you the ability to walk on air and through walls sometimes. So when you seen players flying around, it wasn't that it was the netcode, it was that they had the Pegasus boots on, and that was their special ability. They could actually walk through walls and fly. So thankfully the developers finally patched out the Pegasus boots. But what I really mean by this was the fact that there was no more flying players. So now that I'm done with all the good, let me actually tell you what I thought was bad about this entire update. So the next thing I did want to talk about was the bad server sync, and it's a good thing I did wait a few days because they eventually patched this whole thing out. Some of the people on my Discord was curious to see exactly what my reaction was and if I ever experienced any bad things with the bad server sync. Hopefully this answers your question. Now, if you're one of the people looking at this clip and thinking why I'm being an absolute douchebag and taking full advantage of this, you think way too high of me. I grind my ass off using the worst weapons that you guys always recommend to me. And if you think that if I'm given even the smallest option to take advantage of it or a shortcut, yeah, you better believe I'm gonna take it. Now, again, it's a good thing that I kind of waited a little bit for this entire thing. Not to mention, of course, I was sick, so I couldn't do it even if I wanted to. I originally wanted to make an entire rant about this issue specifically, mostly just telling the devs to shut down the servers until you actually get this issue resolved. Now I know I'm gonna sound like a really bad person, but now that I think about it, I should have kind of exploited this issue much more. For example, I could have been using this time to actually get some progress on getting a gold crossbow, because it's only a matter of time before someone recommends me getting a gold crossbow. Now the last two things, I can tag team these things up together, and that is the charms and the microtransactions. At this point, I'm willing to bet that they're never going to change this microtransaction system, and we're basically going to be stuck opening all of these out of loot boxes. And they can't pull some crappy excuse and say that they don't know what the community wants, because the survey that they posted on their website shows the results that people are getting sick of the loot boxes and we want to buy things directly. This is what I really don't understand about Ironsight. I really do want to support these devs. I honestly really do. I like supporting developers for games that I really enjoy. For example, I ended up buying a lot of these bundles for Survarium. And over the years of me playing Warframe, I lost count of how much money I've actually sunken into this game. And unfortunately, it's like I'm only limited to exactly how I can support these devs. Of course, like buying GP to like buy gold skins or something like that, or maybe buying like unique skins for my characters or anything. If I want to make any progress on like any of the legendary weapon skins or something like that, unfortunately, the only way I can support the devs is to make them satisfied and me just get screwed over in the end. I don't understand this game at all. It's like it's trying to be Call of Duty, but it wants the microtransaction system to be like Counter-Strike. But even Counter-Strike has a better system than this. While I was browsing a lot of the other YouTubers' reaction to this whole update, I think I was really satisfied with Anthony CSN's video. I was actually really pleased with his reaction when he finally realized exactly the true price for these new skins. Players who've been with the game long enough, we've already gotten used to how much of a ripoff that these prices are. And again, this is not something that developers can like simply say like, oh yeah, we're listening to the entire thing. Yeah, we know you're listening, we just need actions and you don't want to take those. It's like you're trying to be a free-to-play EA. Again, I really hate to repeat myself, but we really do want to support this game. Ironsight, Whipple, Area, whoever is actually listening to this whole thing, saying, we really do want to support this game, but we don't want to gamble. We don't want to open a loot box. Let us buy it directly. And no, I'm not talking about $25 per skin. And let me actually get back to that, because that's another thing that I'm really dumbfounded about. Who actually creates the prices for these things? When you look at the price of one of the character skins, which is around $25, Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4 cost $25. The new Insurgency Sandstorm is on sale less than $25. So where in your mind do you think that these skins are worth $25 a pop, and countless more money for one of the legendary skins, when really the only work that went into them was just redesigning a gun completely and recycling an animation and just slightly tweaking it? And don't even get me started on all the games that you can buy for $25 on G2A. So you want to know what? I'm done giving these developers the benefit of the doubt. In the months that I've played Ironsight, so far the only significant additions that have been added to this game were the bug fixes. I can care less about the legendary weapon skins. I've been playing this game for over 100 hours and I've still yet to get even a single legendary. And I'm not angry about the whole thing. I've already accepted that. Just like I also accepted that these devs don't deserve Ironsight. They honestly do not deserve to work on a game that has this much potential. And that's unfortunate with the direction that this game is going in. Oh boy. So that's everything I think about this update, and as far as what I've been feeling about Ironsight, that I've really just been keeping all bottled up. I really don't want to have to make another rant, but this is just what I really been feeling about the game, and I was a bit hesitant about creating a video like this and posting it on YouTube. Not to mention I was worried about people not really getting the message that I was trying to get across. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one, and please stay safe.